I'm Anya Anti. I'm a foreign conceptual photographer and storytelling photo artist. I strive to create beyond traditional portraiture, and I use photography as a way to create something that is not possible to capture by using props, installations, and Photoshop manipulations. So today I will be sharing 5 tips on how to create conceptual portraits. Tip number 1. Your camera doesn't matter. I notice all the time that people focus on gear way too much. Yes, having good quality professional equipment that works best for you is nice and can be very helpful. Good gear is more accurate and reliable, and some of its features allow you to create quality work a bit more easily. But your equipment doesn't create art. A camera is a tool like a paintbrush in the hands of an artist. Of course, there are some distinctions, but fundamentally every camera is the same and takes the photographs the same way as it did 100 years ago. The only difference is the person who takes the picture. So your camera doesn't come up with ideas. It doesn't spend weeks creating props. It doesn't decide what settings to choose. It doesn't decide what coloring composition is going to be. It doesn't get up early to catch the perfect morning light, and it doesn't spend hours perfecting images and posts. Tip number 2. Come up with a concept and tell a story. The most fundamental thing in conceptual photography is the storytelling idea. So it is crucial to come up with one and start with developing a concept before doing a photo shoot. I never just go out there to take pictures. I always have some kind of an idea in mind. It doesn't always have to be elaborate and complicated. Think of small things and details that you can add to your portrait to make it more creative. Maybe use flowers and braid them into your model's hair, or add flying leaves. Try to imagine things in unexpected and unconventional ways. Take one photo element such as an object, model, location, costume, etc. and start building your concept and story around it. Use symbolism and metaphors. Use different objects to symbolize emotions and elements. For example, a blue paper boat is a great metaphor for water, adventure, and voyage. Red fabric can symbolize fire, passion, and love. To come up with good ideas, it is also very important to work on your visual taste and understanding of art. Spend some time looking through the art of different mediums and analyze why it is good and what people like about it. Tip number 3. Have a plan. It's always a good idea to have a plan and do the research before the photo shoot. I also often draw sketches and create mood boards. Scout your location and determine what role it plays in your photograph. Think about who your subject is going to be and make sure they are available and interested in your project. Think about the time of the day you're going to shoot, what type of light you need, what lighting equipment you're going to use. Those things are going to affect the mood of your photograph. For example, shooting at dusk will give a nice soft diffused light, but it will also create cooler tones and give your image a dark, moody atmosphere. Think about your styling choices for a subject, such as clothes, hair, makeup, and how they will affect your concept. For example, a costume can be a part of your idea and play an important role in conveying the concept. Or maybe it's not important, and then I'd recommend using something simple, minimalistic, and timeless. Tip number 4. Incorporate props. Incorporate props into your photo shoot. Props can make your process more creative and your photography more interesting. They also help enormously to convey an idea and tell a story. So have fun with them. Experiment and play with different objects such as fabrics, home decor, and just everyday objects that you can look at different angles and use them in unusual ways. I have a whole closet of props and costume in my apartment. And they don't have to be expensive. I thrift a lot and make things with my own hands. And they don't have to be good looking. I make a lot of props myself, and I'm not a set designer in any way, but I'm a little crafty and I do what I can. Then I just polish them and enhance them in Photoshop. I use a lot of hot glue, shipping boxes that I get my packages in, paper, and fabric. Tip number 5. Make your subject a part of the concept. In fine art, conceptual, and surreal portraiture, the photograph is not about the subject you're photographing. You are not taking headshots, so the person in your shot should be a part of the concept and help tell a story. Make your subject a part of the scene, make them interact with surroundings and the objects in the frame. They help with the sense of presence and observation in the story you are trying to tell with your photograph. I like turning my subject into magical characters, putting them into interesting environments, and making them interact with my props. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope my 5 tips inspired you to be more creative with your photography and experiment more with your portraits. You can find me on my website anya-anti.com and Instagram anya_anti_art. See ya!